is the sound of redemption. This is the way that we bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. Igniting the fire within you. Exalting the melody of freedom. These are the things that will bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. So gather the faithful. Tell everyone to stand and shout loud. Shout loud. Shout loud. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, down. Down, down, down.
Let me tell you, it's in the air. Joy is in the air. Love is in the air. Can you feel it? What it feel like? Freedom. What it feel like? Don't sleep on it, brother. You might get left, sister. Can you feel it? What it feel like? Freedom. What it feel like? Justice. No need to be counted, cause I am down. Down, down, down. Down, down, down. Down for the end of racism, for the end of bigotry, cause I am down. For the end of misogyny, that's right. For all the isms out there, just down, down, down. Let's bring it down. Rise up, people. No more foolishness, and let's bring it way down.
Riding the river of change into the cries of contrition. This is the way that we bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. We are the children of Eden, dancing and celebrating freedom. We are the ones that must bring it down. Down, down, 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 down. So gather the faithful. Tell everyone to stand and shout loud. Shout loud. Shout loud. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down, down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it way down. Let's bring it down. We've got to bring it down. Down. Stand up and shout. Stand up and shout. Rise together.
Accountability starts now. The Eric Dawson Radio Show.
Yeah. Rise up. Stand up, shouting loud.
If you are not prepared to come to that table and to represent that voice, don't come. Because we don't need any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice. We don't need black faces that don't want to be a black voice. We don't need Muslims that don't want to be a Muslim voice. We don't need queers that don't want to be a queer voice. And if you're worried about being marginalized and stereotyped, please don't even show up.
Good morning. So So I'm gonna take my mask off so that I'm not muffled when I talk. But
Please, thank you.
but I would Diane. Well, welcome everybody.
Morning, Eric.
Happy or merry post Christmas. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Vincent. Good morning, all of you viewers and listeners. Welcome.
Good morning.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Exactly. Silence.
You know what?
Exact. Silence. Right?
What is today? What's today represent, Eric, for Kwanzaa?
What is today? Is today
You told me earlier.
No. I said Habar.
Oh, you did?
No, I said Habari Ghani, and Habari Ghani means what's the news.
Oh, you were just being sarcastic with me this morning.
No.
Oh.
So what is today, Vincent? Are you at your computer?
No, let's see.
What is today? Habari Ghani. So what you do in
Habari Ghani.
in Swahili you say Habari Ghani, and the response is whatever that is. What is the day? What is today?
Actually, the response in Swahili is habari, and it means how are you?
Oh my God! What is today in Kwanzaa? Stay focused.
Okay, all right.
We don't know. Here, I'm gonna look it up.
Black.
I'm gonna look.
Look, Biden done took our black card.
I'm gonna look it up.
Black.
I'm gonna look it up. Let's see.
Okay, today is in Kwanzaa.
Right. So
Today is day 3 of Kwanzaa.
today is day 3.
Day 3.
So day 3 is Ujima. Collective work and response. Ujima. Ujima. Right? Phonetically, it's OOJEEMAH. Ujima.
Collective works and responsibility.
Collective work and responsibility. Right?
So building and maintaining our community and solving problems together.
Right. So day 1 was unity. Day 2, self-determination. And today is collective.
So day 1 is in
unity.
Emoja.
Unity.
Unity.
Right. Day 1 is unity. Day 2 is self-determination. Day 3 is collective work and responsibility. Right?
So what are you going to do collectively today to show responsibility for our community, Eric?
Well, you know what? So if the foundation is unity, right? What are we uniting around? Get us see. So let us not pull the cart before the horse. If day 1 is if the foundation is unity, what are we uniting around? And because we don't have an answer to that, and you don't have to necessarily be monolithic, right? But the idea of unity suggests that there is at least some common, thread somewhere. And so
how about the universal term of existing together?
No. Wrong answer.
No. We blackity black. I say ADOS. That's what we should be.
Wrong answer. So wait a minute. So if you say ADOS, Diane, wait a minute, Diane, can you see my face mask?
No, not sure.
All right, wait till you see it. See.
Okay.
See. So.
I'm in the car. I'm not going to see it, so you can take it off. Don't suffocate yourself.
All right. So. No, don't. Hey, wait a minute. Don't be one of those anti-maskers. I won't suffocate.
Right.
I won't suffocate.
Suffocate yourself.
I will not suffocate. Listen, I will tell you, you will not suffocate yourself wearing a mask. You will not die wearing a mask. You will save lives by wearing a mask.
By keeping your cooties to yourself.
By keeping your cooties to yourself. Shot. Wait a minute. Circle, dot. Now I got my cootie shot. Remember that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh God, it must be in North Jersey.
Now, anybody could call in and tell us what comes after that, because there is a phrase.
Wait a minute, Vincent, you never did that? Like when you were in grade school, you crossed your fingers. You had to cross your fingers, and then you went circle, circle, dot, dot, and then you like pretended to give yourself a vaccine. Oh, let me not use.
Yup.
Let me not use that word. Let me not. That's a conspiracy.
Oh, here
See,
comes the anti-vax.
yeah. Here come the anti-vax. See, because you know what they'll say? They'll say, see, they were trying to indoctrinate us in kindergarten. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious.
Look what you done did.
Look what I did. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm. It's a conspiracy.
It's all a
man.
oh, it was a conspiracy back then. You know that what they'll say is, you know what? See, the reason Eric is so for people taking the vaccine is because when he was in the playground
Kindergarten.
in grade school, they had indoctrinated him early.
Had him singing the vaccine song.
Circle, circle, dot, dot. Now I got my cootie shot. Hey,
But just for that, I'm going to research that to see how that got started. Who started that?
did you see? There was a meme that was circulating. And Diane, are you old enough to have that vaccine dot
No.
on?
No, I'm not.
Well,
no.
Vincent,
term cooties came from was a euphemism for head lice.
But you guys got it. I don't have it.
Vincent, you have the mark on your left arm, right?
No, I didn't get a mark.
Really?
Really. Even when I was in the military, and every time we deployed, we got shots. Everybody got marked. A lot of people got marks. I never got them.
I do. I have it. Mine is still.
Keloid.
No. It didn't keloid, but it left a circle with a dot. Left a circle with the dot.
Vincent, are you an alien?
Some people have called me worse, but I'll take that.
I mean, that's the question they never ask in the scary movies. Are you the alien? We need to know this up front. You know, I watched some great movies over the weekend.
What did you watch?
I watched yesterday 12 Sins, which was a psycho thriller, which was really good. It was about this guy. Well, it was about a game, and a mysterious person on the phone would call you and say, if you do X, Y, and Z, I'll pay you $100. If you do this, and as the money goes up, the ante goes up. You do different things, and the last survivor, the last thing of 13 Sins was to kill a family member, and it came all the way back to his father, who had played the game before and had all the money and then threw it away, and it just like one of those things that everybody was intertwined everywhere, and people were just playing the game all over the place and didn't know they were playing a game.
What was it again?
13 Sins. It's really good. Watch it.
You know what? No. Well, you know what I watched over and over again? And this is crazy. I watched.
Why did I get married?
Huh?
Why did I get married? That was fun this weekend too.
Well, is there a sequel to it? Because then it would have to be Why Did I Get Married Again?
Well, they do have that. Did I get married too?
Why did I get married?
Did you watch Love and Basketball? That
No.
was on this weekend too.
No.
Okay. What
I watched The Godfather.
Oh gosh.
And I watched it.
Massacre, my boy.
And I watched it twice. I watched 1 and 2. Godfather 3 is garbage.
The Godfather is basically Machiavelli the Prince.
But I watched it twice, and I'll tell you,
Why?
every year, as I get older and have more experiences, and I watch it, there are nuances, like literally, like I think, oh, I got it right. Then I watch it again when I get older, after I've had another year's worth of experiences, and it reshapes me again. It's one of those movies for me. Just like The Matrix is another movie for me that, the more I watch it, the more that's revealed, right?
Yeah.
So I watched it twice, and then there's a Wiki site for The Godfather, and it
Really?
breaks down all of the fictional characters in there and gives you some additional information. So literally, it was like a study guide for me. So I laid in bed all yesterday, and I periodically I went downstairs and got some more Christmas food, and then went upstairs. Literally laid in bed, ate my food, and watched The Godfather 1 and 2.
Wow. Let's see. We watched Souls, Wonder Woman, uh, Jingle Jangles, and three other movies
Mm.
that I can't remember. But I would have loved to watch The Godfather again.
Yo, listen, I mean, I tell you, like last, and I posted the picture because this was the first time I watched it where I really, like my friend Shep Binyard says, on the 57th floor of life, watching Michael Corleone's um, reaction to finding out that Fredo had betrayed him, right? I had a visceral response to it this time. Like, I've seen it, and you know that Fredo betrayed him, and you know that Michael's disappointed, but the depths to which Michael's heart was broken, it
Right.
resonated with me in a different way yesterday as I watched it. Because and I tell you, Scorsese and the camera angles are just brilliant, right? Because when they're at that quasi strip club, and you've got Fredo in the foreground. You've got the senator who's asking Fredo, who reveals Fredo, right, by asking him, "How'd you know about this?"
How about this
And he
case?
says that that Johnny took him there, several times, and then you see as that's happening in the over Fredo's right shoulder in the background, you see Michael's look, right, and then you see him collapse his face in the palm of his hand as he just because what I realized, and as he signaled to his bodyguard to move forward and executing uh
Fredo,
no, not Fredo, and executing
the
who,
old guy,
yeah, what was his name,
Roth.
Roth, right, um and Johnny as well, right? He also realized in that moment that he was going to have to kill his brother,
That's right.
right? So all of it. So whatever his initial plan was, right? Because remember when he was outside in Cuba and he was talking to Fredo and he said, that the
When the
plan is
war was
already in
starting,
motion.
revolution was starting.
He tells him the plan is already in motion. He says that he is going to kill
Roth.
Roth, right? So he hadn't calculated at that moment having to kill his brother. So
Well,
he-
he
so
knew that he had to kill. He knew that Roth had to hit on him,
well he
but
knew
he
Roth
didn't
had
know
to
that the
go.
inside man was Fredo.
Well, he knew Roth had to go, and I'm
Yeah.
not even sure if he knew at that point that Johnny had to go. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like what he knew at that moment was that Roth put the hit out on him, right? Um, but he did not know that Fredo, and I don't know that he knew Johnny was involved. But when the senator revealed Fredo at the quasi strip club, then it all just kind of came like a tsunami over Michael, and then he realized the extent to which he had to now go to clean house.
That's where the term "keep your friends close and your enemies closer," because he kept Fredo close to him to watch his every move, to learn his whole pattern. And he even told Fredo in his last speech to him, the words to him, when he was going to kill him. He said, "While our mother is alive, That means that as long as his mother lived, Fredo was going to live. And once she died, Fredo died. He had him killed.
Such a bore.
Oh no, Diane, it's not a bore because I'm gonna tell you, it is it mimics life,
That's cinema classic.
but it mimics life in so many different ways, right? Um, there was another line that escaped me until yesterday, where um, I don't know if he was I think he was talking to Pangini. He said to him, Pantalini rather. He said to him, talking about the people who surround them and that they're ambitious, right? And that's what drives them, the ambition. And so that is the thing that you have to be worried about in, as this thing moves organically, right? Because people's, like Tessio, right? Um, ambitious, right? Clemenza, ambitious.
See, in Scarface, he called it, what was his name? Frank. Called it greed.
Right.
And Frank gave him the advice.
Yeah.
The 3 rules, but the 3rd rule is never underestimate your greed. But most important, never underestimate the other guy's greed.
And then at the end of the day, doesn't matter what kind of business you're in, right? You still have to apply those principles, as you seek to bring people around you, just having a clear understanding of what's actually happening. I'm sure, Diane, you can attest to some people that who've been in business of some sort, whether it's business of politics or private sector business, where I mean, maybe there was not the literal murdering of people, but there was the character assassination. There was a right, yeah, exactly. And so when you look at all of the things that take place there, you can layer on a lot of that in in real life scenarios. Anyway, that's what I spent my.
Why do you think Machiavelli is required reading for people studying theology?
I don't know. Why is it?
Because in the religious world or in the church, those same principles apply. There are people who are ambitious, and their ambition to do something negative towards you is fueled by their jealousy, and they will do something to assassinate your character.
Hey guys, you know what? I want you guys to hold on. I'm gonna take a screenshot so that I'm not absent on the screen. But I heard my doorbell ring, and right, because I had a package coming.
You got that porch pirate.
I got a package coming, and I got a porch pirate. And you know what? I'd rather see the porch pirate today. Yeah, you understand?
You got your BB gun, you ready?
Oh no, I don't. No. It's not a BB gun. That's. I hear Mina. So that might have been her. Okay. Yeah, it's not a BB gun. Trust me. But
doorbell. How was your Christmas, Eric? Did you get any exciting, loving gifts this year, or did you give any?
No, well, I gave gifts and I got gifts.
Okay.
Christmas. Like I told you, for me, it's utilitarian at this point, right? Like, I don't. For me, throughout the year, I just want you to care about me, right? And the things that I need, which are things I need. I don't really want much of anything. In terms of what I want stability, right? And that's it, right? I want stability. So if I get that year round, because you can't wrap that up and give it to me on one day, right? So if I get that from everybody, who's in my circle, then I'm good. And outside of that, it's just basic things that I won't go and buy for myself, right? Or choose not to, right? So if I got to go to the store and stand in line to get underwear, I'll do it. But I appreciate if somebody else gets them, and then I can just wear them, right? If I have to go to the store to get socks, I'll do that. But if somebody gets them for me, then that's really cool. Even my jeans.
You give them instructions on what to give you.
Oh, absolutely. Black gold toe socks. Done. That's it. Now with my underwear, you can get me just no boxers. I don't do boxers, right? But you can get me anything else, and I'll wear them. You can get me any colors, any patterns. It doesn't matter, right? In fact, the funkier the better, right? Like some cool patterns, some superhero patterns, all that kind of stuff. I'm good with that. But socks don't stress me out. And my daughter stressed me out this year. I should bring them downstairs. She bought me 4 pair of socks, and they're all different colors, different patterns. I won't wear them. Ask Amina. I opened it up, and literally, I'm like, why would she do this to me? So, no, I'm gonna regift them to her.
Terrible, Eric. You're terrible. You know, gold toe makes socks in patterns too, and other colors. In
Right.
fact, because of you, my son and husband got a pack of them for Christmas.
No, I can give you the item number of the gold toe socks that I get. That's it. That's it. I don't want anything else.
He can give you the Amazon item number of the gold toe sock.
So
You can order online.
I've been, you know about my neuropathy and everything, right? So Amina has been doing a lot of research, and she found these. They're almost like compression boots, right? You put them on your feet, and they come probably shin high, and you wrap them around, and it has like a device on it for you to be able to control the pressure and the heat and whatever else to try to soothe it. And then I got like CBD oils and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. See, things like that can help me, right? So because I the other stuff I don't need. And I got a mug.
Don't like.
Huh?
It's okay to re-gift the gifts you don't like back to the person.
To the person? No, see, if you're honest like I am, right? And you tell, and people understand. So people understand me. They understand me. So if you go out on a limb and try to be creative and get me something that you shouldn't have gotten me, right? Then yeah,
Something that they want you to have.
I'm a boomerang it right back. Woof. Duck. But my daughter, Olivia, got me a mug. Right, I posted it on Facebook. It said minding my black-owned business.
Nice.
She should have printed vaccine-owned business.
Right, so I got that. I also got, because one of my friends is in this business. Right, they print stuff. So she sees me with the ADOS gear on.
Okay.
And so she took it upon herself to make me some masks. So what I want to say to folks who are watching the show, if you want a mask, I can get you a mask. I have a half dozen of them that I will literally give away. Right? Black owned, local, and she does incredible work. And so
Disclaimer, just pay the shipping and handling.
so no, I'll deliver if you're close enough. I'll bring it by, right? And then, or you can stop by the bakery. But and then what else did I get, Diane? Oh, I got a fruit cake.
From your
My neighbor.
Vincent, you got noise going on.
My neighbor baked me a fruit cake.
Oh, nice.
Uh-huh. And
Which
then
neighbor? The neighbor on the right side, or the neighbor with the pigeons?
no, not the neighbor with the pigeons, the other ones.
Oh,
The ones from Africa.
yeah.
And so I got that, and then my mom, what did my mom get me? She got me something because I opened it yesterday.
Yesterday, not the day of Christmas.
No, because I went by, dropped off some food to her. And I want to talk about the food I made too. But what did she get me? Oh my gosh! Well, she got both of us, Amina and I, this ornate bowl, glass bowl that she got from Italy. It is magnificent. And then she got Amina a crystal wine stopper, right?
Nice.
Um, what did she get me? I guess what she got me was uneventful. I don't know.
Oh God, I hope she's not listening.
I don't know. Look, I tell you, Diane, I am 57 and I speak what's on my mind.
I, I,
Um,
I'm listening. I hear.
yeah,
I,
yeah.
correct.
I'll try to. Amen. I'll find out. Oh, and then Amina's mother and or her parents sent us cards, so I got cash in a card, so I felt like a kid. Hold on. Hey, Amina, what did my mom get me for Christmas?
What did my mommy get me?
You got the fire engine you always
Of
wanted.
what?
You got that fire engine you always wanted for
Oh,
Christmas.
I got lounge pants from my mother.
Nice.
Thank you.
Because you lounge a lot, I'm sure.
I do. I didn't put them on yesterday though. I had my other one. I had the other one she got me from last year on as I watched The Godfather.
So, question: when people buy you clothes, do you put them on immediately, or do you wash them and then put them on?
Hmm. It depends, right? So, if I'm in Delaware, right? Amina's parents have gotten me, like really nice shirts and sweaters and stuff. And so when we come down for dinner, I might put that shirt on or the sweater on. It just, shows appreciation and everything, and people get to see it because, especially her parents being in Delaware, they may not see me in that shirt again, right? And so they get to see it, and and if we take a family picture and everything, then you're in your Christmas clothes. So
Hmm. So, in other words, you usually wash the stuff beforehand.
yeah,
So,
yeah, especially drawers, underwear.
oh yeah, 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 definitely
Yeah.
underwear. Okay.
What did you get for Christmas, Diane?
You're gonna make me, and I have
Wait,
to
wait,
turn.
wait. We're gonna hold Diane for last. No, no, Diane, we're gonna hold you for last. Vincent, because Diane is a what she got is priceless.
It's priceless.
It's priceless.
It keeps
Vincent,
on giving.
what did you get for Christmas?
Vincent.
Oh,
Vincent.
oh,
Oh,
Sorry, I had my mute on. I got a robe. Let's see. I've got some superhero figures. Both the Marvel and the DC superheroes.
mm-hmm.
I got slippers. That's pretty much it.
See, I got Amina.
Oh, I got a handheld shoe shine.
So I got Amina I didn't get her a robe. I got her it's a hooded blanket,
a snuggie.
kind of, but it's better than the snuggie.
I
But
got one of those. I got my wife one last year.
yeah, it's a hooded blanket, and
The fleece one, right?
yeah, yeah, with the
Yeah,
big
yeah,
pockets in the front. You see, put the hood on, so you
yeah.
could just kind of like cuddle up in it. And see, because if you're cuddling and you're in a blanket, but then you got to get up to go get coffee or tea or something, then you got to shed the blanket in order to go, right? Or you got to wrap the blanket around you and walk around. But with this, you put it on, so you can wear the blanket. You could wear it if you
Yeah,
got to, you know what I mean? So I thought
it's like
that,
a.
hmm,
Mhm. It's like a snuggie. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And then I got her some memory foam slippers, and then I got her something else, but she's upstairs and she can hear me, so I can't say yet because it hasn't been delivered. So
Okay, so you still got stuff on the way.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. I don't know if that's happening everywhere, but yeah. I think it's that way too because I ordered some stuff for my daughter. Everything hasn't come. She got notebooks, pads that she likes. You know, when you write notes, you know, the journals rather. I'm sorry, the
Mm-hmm.
journal. My family looks forward to me giving them their Black History calendar every year, so
Okay.
they love that. And of course, you know, and I got some. What did I get? Some pajamas and stuff for my cousin, which I love, with some really fuzzy slippers and not slippers, socks. And what else did I get? I don't remember. Everything is really a blur, Eric. I honestly cannot remember everything else I got. But my son got me stuff, my daughter, my cousin, and my husband.
Mm-hmm.
I got a ladder for Christmas for my husband.
You got a ladder.
I guess
Isn't that like getting? Isn't it like a woman getting a blender or a
No,
washer
no,
dryer?
but better,
it's
Vincent.
like an 8-foot ladder, so it's tall enough for me to probably reach the first row of. I could probably reach the top of my garage to clean the gutters, hang up the Christmas lights if necessary, fix the light fixture on the front if it was broke at any particular time. Take down the drapes if I so wanted to, hang up the blinds if I cared to, you know, all of that stuff.
Diane, you know what the ladder was? It was a stairway to heaven. See?
No, it was a tool to help him do more of his honey-do list.
No.
It's
But
for him. He bought it for me, Vincent. Are you not effing listening? He bought me a ladder, not him. Me.
right, right. It's your stairway to heaven. See, by doing all those things you talked about, you'll get closer to heaven.
Somebody closer to heaven, not necessarily me at this moment, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was
Can you imagine? Like, can you imagine how it would warm Warren's heart to look out the window and see you on that ladder cleaning those gutters? Can you imagine the joy that man would feel, Diane? Diane. The Stairway to Heaven. Play that song. You got a ladder. That's
People still trying to figure out why. I'm still trying to figure it out.
did he give you any clue as to why he got you a ladder?
No, Eric.
So maybe your gift.
I was not climbing up to get another gift. I was none of that. None
Oh,
of that.
see, I was gonna say maybe that was you needed the ladder to reach whatever the other gift was. No,
No,
it was just a ladder.
it's just a ladder.
Is it an aluminum ladder?
I guess it's aluminum and it's red. I don't know. I put it on Facebook. You didn't see the picture?
I did. I saw you. You were smiling.
Picture with it. We had to memorialize it. I didn't want anybody to forget. This is like the Christmas after my mom passed away. So she passed away in 2015 and on April 15th on his birthday on tax day. So my mom passed on it, right? So when Thanksgiving came, which was November after May, I don't even remember what we did for Thanksgiving. However, my daughter continuously reminds me of Christmas, saying that I didn't cook dinner and we ate dinner at Applebee's, which I really barely remember. And she says, and then we got there and you didn't eat and we were starving. And it was like 9, 10 o'clock when we were like, okay, are you going to get up and cook dinner at any point today? So I said, we're going to Applebee's. So I don't know. Maybe this is payback from then. I don't know. So if that was the worst Christmas, then this has to be runner up, I guess. I don't know.
Diane,
Although I'm thankful for the ladder because I was on a ladder the other day in the house and he had to come hold the ladder because it was an old ladder and I was like, this thing is not stable. So I don't know, maybe in his mind he was helping me by buying me a ladder that was stable, that he no longer has to hold. But I think all ladders you're supposed to have a second person spot you at some point when you go up so high. But I don't know. I'm sitting here thinking about it. I really don't know, Eric, what was going across his mind.
huh? Wow.
Very interesting.
You know,
And
I'm
he
lit.
had to think this out because the delivery came last week.
Oh, it was
And literally,
delivered?
I saw it. Yeah, it was delivered. I saw
Wait a minute. Yeah. So your husband bought you a ladder. So he didn't go to he didn't Diane. So he didn't go to Home Depot and get you a ladder. He actually ordered a ladder and had it delivered to the house for you
Yes.
For Christmas?
for Christmas.
That's even more weird. Yes.
I want to know what kind of voodoo he do on you.
Did you want a ladder?
So therefore,
Wait a minute, Diane.
yes.
Did you want a ladder?
Amina's asking you a question.
Did you want a ladder,
Yes.
Diane?
What'd she say?
Did you want a ladder?
For what? No.
Okay.
No.
Well, sometimes we get you things you don't know you want, but
Yes,
you
yeah,
actually
I got a
need.
carpet
But you
cleaner.
should ask
I didn't want
somebody.
that either, but I got it. The year before that, I got 3 Roombas. One by, default because my son's grandmother didn't want
So I
it.
see a theme here, Diane.
So,
Diane, I see
I'm not happy with this thing.
They trying to tell you something?
Diane, I see a theme.
Yeah.
You may get like is your washing machine new?
Yes, my washer and dryer is new. Although, because I do want to buy a new dishwasher. If he'd have bought that, I would have been ecstatic. But I got a ladder instead.
Oh.
He bought my son a huge, big TV. But I don't need a TV. I have tons of TVs.
See, that's what I'm saying.
So he told me, well, I bought you sound bars. Those were Christmas gifts. I said, you gave me that in July. I said, I didn't even want that. See, that's another. So I understand how you feel, Eric. When it comes to buying stuff that you don't want, nor did you ask for. And his thing is he's upgrading my electronics and stuff and buying new TVs. And I don't care about that.
Right.
I could just in front of the TV. I don't need a bigger TV. I'll just stand closer. That's no big deal to me. But yeah, so I got a ladder.
Nice.
Very interesting. It's not nice. Stop saying that. It's interesting. I don't know why. He hasn't explained why. The kids couldn't figure it out either. I don't know.
It's an enigma.
Maybe there's a gift coming in the mail I don't know about.
Maybe that's right. Part 2. Part 2.
Lord.
A hammer.
A tool belt.
A tool belt.
Yeah, some power tools.
So, and then I can put all my stuff in the tool belt. So this way I can really make use of the ladder. I don't have to go up and down the ladder. Somebody who always sprains their ankle should not be on a ladder. But he got me a ladder. What the hell?
Nah.
I don't know. Go figure.
So,
I'm excited.
what did I tell you I was doing? I had to do this morning. I told you I shaved, right? Cleaned my beard up, and I cut my hair. But as I'm looking at myself in the monitor, I don't know if you're watching, Vincent.
I can't tell that you shaved though.
No. But are you watching?
Yeah.
So now look on the one side by my ear.
Yeah, one side is darker than the other side.
Right. See, I missed a whole bunch of hair. See that?
Yeah.
Can you see that on the left-hand side? Like a whole bunch of hair. Like,
I thought it was purpose done until.
what the hell? What the hell? Yo, but you know what though? Now I'm afraid to take my hat off because I don't know how far that goes back.
Wait, I need to see. Take it off.
You want me to take it off?
What you do when you work at home on your own and they allow you.
All right.
Take it
So
off.
so I took it off. Wait a minute. So I took it off.
Okay.
Okay, dear.
Like about to show. Here it comes.
Look at it. It's not bad.
Oh,
It's not there yet.
not yet.
Coming and there's off. Oh gosh.
Oh, God, look at that side. You scalped yourself.
No. The one side, you'll see.
Clean.
I've got hair that I didn't by my ear that I didn't cut off.
Why don't you just use there and take it all off then if you want to be bald?
No. I'm not bald. I used but see so on the what side is that? See on the other side? But I kind of like that. I like that. Maybe the next time I'll do that on purpose on both sides, where you have
Use
the
the hat.
where you have the extension of the beard coming up around the ear.
No.
Maybe I could turn that into a fashion.
Looking like a chin strap.
No.
Exactly, Vincent. Right? Like the beard has hooks, so around the dude.
Well, you might want to clean that side so that you can have symmetry.
Well, no. Now I gotta clean it. No. I'm gonna
Hear that.
I'm gonna clean it now, but the next time I think I'm gonna do it like that. And then when I finally do start going back to Farrakhan, I'm gonna make sure I show him this side because I'm gonna say, Farrakhan, I wanna start a new style.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, please turn to the side. Let me do a screenshot so I can send it to Farrakhan and be like,
All right, wait a minute. Let's see. All right, wait a minute. I'm gonna give you a long side view. Let it go. Hold on.
Wait, it didn't come up yet. But just turn. Because I'm going to take several shots because it's necessary that he sees this. Yep, there it is.
Do you see it?
Strike a vote.
Do you see it?
Oh, God, it then turned to the other side so you can see the other side.
But look at the beard, though. I did a good job trimming my beard.
Didn't, Eric. You did not do a good job.
Cleaning my beard?
No.
You didn't do a job like Farrakhan would do.
No, no. I wouldn't compare what I did to what Farrakhan does. But now look at the other side.
I'm waiting. Okay, I see it. No, you just, please don't do it.
Now the right side looks good. The left side doesn't. I just have to go back and do it.
Yeah, well, the right side has more of the chin strap look. The left side is clean.
Right. So I just have to go clean up the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to get some symmetry.
Just
and if you
get-
want to grow your chin strap look, then take it from there.
Oh, God. Just please. Why won't you let Amina do it where she can see and do it? Because what you think you're seeing is not what is appearing to everybody else. Because you did not shave. And then on one side, it's like, it's not even. It's, oh, my God.
My beard?
No, it's not. I'm looking at you.
What's wrong with my beard?
It's fuzzy in some places and less fuzzy in the other places.
No, then I just have to comb it down. Look, when you get the clippers, you got it's real simple, right? You got different numbers on them, number 1, number 2, all the way up to number 8. So my beard now was shaved with a number 5, right? And then up by my, the bottom part of my beard, by my chin. Then when you come on the side of my face, I use the number 4. Right, and then getting closer up to the ears, I use the number 3, right?
Okay. All right. We're going to move on. I can't take it no more. I can't. You did a good job, Eric.
Can I put my hat back on? Because my head is cold now.
Yes, please. Put it back on.
Here's a question.
No, Vincent, got to move on. Can't do it. But hold
No,
on.
it's not about hair.
Okay, go ahead. Make it quick because I got to move on to the next thing.
Okay.
This is a good...
Is it ungrateful to be angry when you're anticipating a gift and they give you everything but what you wanted?
Did you ask for it?
So, here's the deal.
Wait a minute. Did you ask for it? Did you ask for it and you didn't get it, or did you just hope?
Asked for it, showed a picture, showed different websites where it's available, where you can get it delivered, or where you can pick it up.
Did you get the money for it?
No.
That was out the way, that was like an astronomical price gift?
No, it was $100.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you could be disappointed.
Yeah.
If you did all of that, if you said, "Hey, here's the picture."
Say when you're a kid and you don't get that toy that you wanted, but you got these other toys, and in your head you're trying to say, "Why the f did I?"
I didn't get the toy that I wanted. Exactly. It's like, if you're gonna get it and on the pretenses of making me happy, then what makes me happy is getting what I want. But I guess I should take joy in getting what I have, or not being grateful. I mean, it's like...
Hey, Diane, somebody sounds salty.
Yeah,
Just a little.
this is where I say me and my ladder will be happy, because while it's not a gift that I wanted or expected, it is a useful gift, and I do like useful gifts, because I hate stuff that I can't do anything with. And I'll definitely do some stuff with, because I got stuff I need to do in the house. In fact, I may decide to take down all the drapes and paint the house myself.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey, Diane, when you're done, you want to come over here?
That's how much I use.
Because I don't have a ladder.
Yeah, I just may do that. So, on the home front here in New Jersey, did you hear, Eric, that the North tax collector has resigned?
Well,
They're
well, you
playing.
know what? He resigned with a nice little parachute, though.
Well, I said resign. I ain't say get fired.
he
I
well,
mean,
he took a
Did he
little bit.
resign in lieu of him getting fired?
He took a little bit with him, didn't he? Allegedly.
apparently,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
ain't alleged shit. It's in the damn paper.
No,
I'm
no,
just
it's
telling you
missing,
what's
but no. It's
yeah.
missing,
So
but he hasn't been found guilty. So allegedly. And it's not allegedly missing, it is missing over $1 million. That's gone. It's
so so the North tax collector Ernest Turner has resigned after auditors found a substantial amount of city funds missing.
over $1 million
Said the New
dollars.
Jersey Globe. Huh?
Over $1 million.
I'm about to tell you. No, it ain't over a million. Some checks have been written to Turner himself. Sources familiar with the probe say the matter has been turned over to the Essex County prosecutor. A spokesperson for the prosecutor did not immediately return a comment. As the tax collector, Turner handles the collection of property and utility bills as well as tax liens and other financial fees. Turner makes $141,416,000 annually. So I suspect
No. How much was missing? How much what?
they did not say.
I'm telling you, it was over $1 million.
Okay, so here go the next thing. I'm assuming that because they being the mayor, allowed him to resign, means that he's either, well, not either, that he could possibly be guilty, allegedly be guilty, as well as allegedly taking the fall for someone else, as well. So
So
my next question is, how stupid are property owners to write him a personal check?
well, yeah, that's pretty irresponsible to do that, right?
Just as stupid as people who get a phone call from somebody who says that they're the IRS and they have to go and get debit cards to pay their bills through a PayPal account. People, when they hear the government do not investigate who's calling them or what office, they just want these people away who are saying that they're going to seize property, lien property, or throw them in jail.
But here's the issue for me again, that on a federal level, folks are so woke, right? That they can talk about all corruption at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and right? But what's in their immediate backyard, right?
Are the biggest crooks.
Yeah, and you don't hear them protesting about them. You don't hear them, screaming and hollering about it. And I would dare say if the guy, said he wasn't going to resign, and trust, his resigning probably has more to do with him cutting a deal to do less time than it does caring about the taxpayers. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, like if he didn't believe that he was going to have some leverage now to protect himself, because it's all about him now,
Right.
he would still be there collecting his 140 whatever $1,000 a year, and you would hear very little from the taxpayers. They wouldn't show up at the council meetings. They wouldn't show up they just wouldn't.
Okay, so this is December that this comes out. November, they're indicting or going after the councilman McCullen, and they're also going after the other agency, NCEDC. There's a lot happening.
Yes.
Then the summer you had the arrest of the gentlemen that were in the community center selling drugs.
Yes. Look, Diane, if you let's just take Newark for example, but we could also move to Orange and talk about the feds all up in there too. But if you just chronicled the last 6 years, right? Well, because he was in 6 years from 2014 to now, 6 years. It is written with crime and corruption. just all over the place. Just, now you could say that there are allegations, but there are tons of lawsuits, millions of dollars in lawsuits. So nobody's chronicling that, right? And there used to be a time, like I remember when Sharp James was mayor, and you actually had Joan Whitlow, who had an office in City Hall, right? The Star Ledger, they had an office in City Hall, and they would dog the mayor, dog him. You'd see stuff in the paper every freaking day, right? You don't have that anymore. You have Tap Into, which is bought out by politicians, right? So Tap Into writes whatever, if they're mad at this politician, then they're going to write about this one. If they're mad at that one, they're going to write about this one. But at the end of the day, there are people who are paying them by way of either under the table or over the table through advertising dollars, right? So you can't really trust what's going on in Tap Into. The Globe, the same thing. You can't trust what's in there. That guy is bought and paid for as well, right? Had a hard on for the Barack administration, and so was writing all kind of stuff about him because he was aligned over here, right? So you've got all of that going on. So in terms of a media that you can trust, that's going to give you solid news, it doesn't exist. It doesn't, and truthful news with integrity, that does not exist. And so now the politicians have they're just running
amok.
They're running amok. And then you even have the guy who owns Local Talk, right? Look, I remember when Shavar ran against Raz in 2014. They came to the Shavar campaign, this is Local Talk, and asked if we wanted to buy an ad in this paper, an election ad. And at that point, we were buying ads. Whoever was the press person decided to go in some other direction with some other papers because she wasn't from here. She was from Brooklyn, so she didn't understand the dynamic, right? And I kept telling her, I won't mention her name, but for people who are watching the show, you know who she is, right? But she wouldn't listen. And I kept saying, look, you got to understand the terrain that you're fighting on. People read Local Talk, at least enough, given the amount of people that vote, right? Enough to be able to, add some votes to your corner. She decided that she was going to ignore Local Talk. The Barack administration wound up buying like a inside spread, and then they got the back page. And then as a result, Shaw wrote all of these amazing articles about the Barackas. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so it wasn't news, it was a payoff. It was like, okay, you get money, you raise money in your campaign. This is what we charge for the ads. You pay for the ads, we're going to give you editorial. And that's what he did. And then the next time, I believe Shavar wound up buying an ad or something, and then Shaw gave him an editorial, and then they did it. It was just, it's just so freaking corrupt. Then they did these where they were evaluating each of the candidates, like interviews, and then they were evaluating them, and then the evaluation again was based on how much money you contributed by way of buying an ad in Local Talk. So, but you know what?
That goes back to the dynamics of when you're running a campaign and when you hire people who should be familiar and understand, like you said, the demographics of where you're actually campaigning and who your people are. Because if you're getting people from out of state or out of the county, that does not mean that they cannot be helpful, but there should be somebody from the inside working with them, because otherwise you will miss opportunities just because you don't know the landscape of the people.
Yeah. My dad used to always say, just because you grew potatoes in Idaho doesn't mean you can grow potatoes in Nebraska.
Right.
See, the soil is different, the climate is different, all those different things. And you have to have an appreciation for that change in weather and in soil. Right?
But then you also have to look at the power of local or grassroots media. I mean, if you're running a campaign, you have to use them because, like Diane said, they're the navigators. They know the people. They know what they listen to. They know what they read. They know what they like. And so you have to give that some consideration. But it all goes to the part of you actually, buy an election. Majority of them aren't won by the content of their platform or how they're looking to help the people or even give you a better quality of life. It's based upon popularity, and that popularity goes through these media groups. And if they write something favorable about you, it increases your popularity.
Yeah. Wow.
So I posted something on my page yesterday about elections, right? And it was just real simple. It was a meme. It says term limits. It's time to kick every career politician out of Congress. Now, I think that needs to be extended, right? Not just out of Congress, but
Senate too.
Senate, in local, right? You got a mayor that's been there past 2 terms. They need to go. Council people. We shouldn't have people like uh, like Mildred Crump and the rest in Newark who've been there for 5 terms or whatever, 6 terms, some of them.
Because the longer they stay, the more they gain power.
Right.
Look at how powerful Clyburn and Pelosi are.
And not only
and Feinstein.
Stifle growth.
Exactly.
It does.
No new ideas, right? No, no nothing. And so I posted
they're
that.
Controlled by those big people who are those big donors.
And they become stubborn. And they think their way is the only way to get things done because they've been doing it so long, and people keep voting them in. They believe that what they're doing is right.
And you know what else? Entitled. They become entitled.
It's like the stifle growth in churches when you want to do something new, and then somebody says, "We ain't ever did it this way before."
They become entitled, right? That it's their seat, and you hear them say it, "My seat." It's the people's seat, right? But you can hear that language in them. But I said we should all be able to agree on this one point. And even people, that I disagree with on the vaccine stuff and other kinds of stuff, there are a lot of them who came in and said, yeah, I agree to this. And so the question that I have is, how do we then organize in a way that says, let us put down our weapons, right? And let us make this our primary fight. Because if we don't, we will always lose, right? Because we get so caught up on fighting about all the other things that the one thing that's keeping those people in power that we could eliminate, we don't focus on. So how do we, I got some ideas around branding a campaign that is literally just on term limits. And so the very first thing you do is you get folks who say that they are going to run solely on term limits, right? And then get them to put out a unified piece of literature that says, hey, look, we agree fundamentally on all of these things. And you can disagree on 50,000 things. But the one thing that we all agree on, and we're going to put our faces on this one piece of literature, is we think you need to get rid of those people. Right? Now, once you do that, the 25 people or 30 people who are running, yeah, you can pick through us. But one thing that you do know about all of us is that we believe in term limits. And so if you, the electorate, believe that stagnation exists because we don't have term limits, then the first thing you have to do to move forward is get rid of those people. And then once you do that, once you clear your mind to do that, now you can sift through this other group of people who say that they're for term limits and then find the one or ones who are fighting for what's in your best interest. That's what I suggest. Caller, go. Caller?
Hello? Is it me you're looking for?
My brother, how are you?
I'm well.
Can you hear me?
I got you.
I'm calling because I heard you are not looking proper.
Farrakhan, I done.
Happy holidays.
Farrakhan,
With nothing but love, as always.
Farrakhan, I done messed up. I done messed up, Farrakhan.
I told you he was diming you out.
Yes, I'm not even putting the person that told me. Okay, but just understand, I was informed that you are in need of a proper appearance.
Farrakhan, I am.
No, he need to get did.
But you know what? No, I do. And the only reason I have not come to see you is I have done my very best to be isolated as much as I could, right? Because this coronavirus is scaring the bejesus out of me. And so, and then not only for me and my health, but for the health of those people I have to be around. So me not being around them, and that includes my mom, right? You know, I drop food off and I keep it moving. You know, I do drive-bys. And so, you know, that's it. So Amina says to me when I don't have a proper haircut and shave, she says I look like Cootie Man. I don't think I look like Cootie Man now, but I don't look right.
I got you, bro. Listen, only thing I can say to you is, listen, if you do the shot, ever feel like you're taking that risk, of course, it's always a risk, right? And with me, understand, there's nobody in the shop but you and I, right? It's always private. It's always, everything is appointment only. So no one's in the shop but the person that's getting it.
Wait. Hey, Farrakhan, can you see me? Can you see the show?
I saw a picture. Somebody sent me a picture.
Oh, don't say somebody, because she took a screenshot. Diane, you dined me out. So wait a minute. Hey, Farrakhan, I want to ask you a question.
We appreciate you
Wait.
mentioning Diane.
Wait. Hey, Farrakhan, I want to ask you a question, though. Can you, with your expertise, make that a style?
Say that again?
Can we make? I mean, so certainly for now, in order to have symmetry, I have to cut that hair off by my ear, right? But in the future, can we make that a style where my beard comes up and then a piece of hair it comes across like that?
Absolutely. As long as it grows, we can make it into that style. You know, we can train both sides to look like that. There's a way to do it.
See, that's what I want. That's what I want to do.
My chair is always, wrapped in plastic individually for each customer, right? And I only use disposable cape, so no cape is used on you a second time. It's on you, and that's it. You don't touch any surface in my shop that someone else touches. So unless it's in the air or coming from me, and I've always doubled up on my mask with the client in the chair. So, I do the best that I can possibly do precaution-wise.
So he's looking to get like a modified Mr. T beard.
Wait a minute, did Mr. T have the hair that went across the ear?
Yeah, but his was way up to like almost his to the middle of his head.
No, I don't want. Yeah, we're not doing. No, we're not doing that. I think if I did that, Amina would attack me in the bed with a razor.
Hey, fool, you look like T.
Yeah, be like one of Samson and Delilah kind of moments, right?
Yeah, like that. Oh my God, Becky. Oh my God, don't do that, Farrakhan. Charge him triple if he asks for that. Look at it.
I'll leave it at that. But all right, so I just want to assure you, bro, if you come through, like I said, you call me, we'll make the appointment, schedule it in, and you'll get the highest safety levels that you can get anywhere. I'm going to be honest with you. You have more likely to get coronavirus in the doctor's office than you are in my barbershop.
All right.
Can you record? Can you more precautions than they do? Can you record the procedure and post it on the show so people know what a quality barber should be?
Absolutely.
And Farrakhan is absolutely true. When it comes to the doctor's office, and I've been to the doctor's office a couple of times throughout this time, There are some doctors that say sit in your car and they'll send you a text and I'll tell you when to come in. And other doctors just let you randomly sit in the office with a whole bunch of people. So, yeah, there's a whole lot of different things going on here.
Yeah.
There's no, when it comes to this disease, there is no cohesive method of protection that businesses or people use. It's just ridiculous. Like, you would think that there'd be a legal standard or something that, that's a practice for any kind of business to do, but there isn't.
Well, they do have some stuff. Well, that's not true. They do have some things, right, where they tell them that the different states indicate based on direction from the CDC and other health organizations how many people they should have in a facility, that they should be 6 feet apart, that they should be wiping stuff down. So there are things that a lot of these stores should be doing. But like I told you, when I went into, I'm not going to mention the sandwich shop, but when I went in there, I literally almost had to go to blows with a guy, because he didn't want to socially distance, and he did not want to comply with the sign that was on the door that said only 4 people. He didn't want to comply. So I looked up, and there were like almost 12 people in there, and I was trying to conduct business. And I turn around, I see all these people, and I'm looking at the woman who works behind the counter, and I'm like, are you going to say something to these people? They didn't want to say anything because they want to get the short money, right? They want to make the sale. They don't want to inconvenience these customers. Meanwhile,
they want to inconvenience their money.
Meanwhile, the owner complained to me a couple days earlier that in Newark they were shutting businesses down. And so I'm saying, well, but the reason why people are shutting down stuff is because you guys don't listen. Right? And so now here you are, you got a sign on your door that says 4 people allowed. You know you have more than 4 people in there. But you got your rent due, and you know you're short on your rent because you don't have as many customers as you used to have because of COVID. And so you want to get all you can get right now. But now if code enforcement had rolled up in there and shut you down, you wouldn't have been telling the whole story. You'd have just been telling a part of the story about how they were unreasonable and came in there and shut you down.
Yeah, I agree. It's not the guidelines and the safety guidelines that the CDC and the health department have in place. It's the fact that people don't enforce them. And on one end, and on the other end, people don't adhere to them.
Right. The other thing that I heard that was happening in Newark also, while the health department and code enforcers are coming out and shutting down places, they're also sending the fire department out and shutting down people for violations as well.
They should be. Listen. This is a public health emergency, right? So you need all of these agencies on board. You need all hands on deck, right? Making sure that people are complying. You have to have it. I mean, you have, like Farrakhan said, you've got, you got one business down here, but look. We can forget about that because even the mayor, right? And somebody posted the video of the cigar fundraiser that he had, right? Where people were not masked, right? And they were all out there. Or we can have the conversation about the party that we posted. And look, I would love to either have him on the show, or certainly before he publicly announces that he's going to be running for a council seat, because I was told that he is going to be. And I'm talking about Do It R. Kelly, who did one of the most irresponsible things when they had the party with Tretch, and they were out there singing and spitting on the crowd, right, as they were spitting bars, and they had no masks on, and it was a super spreader, right? So you have...
No, hold up though. I don't mean to interrupt, but you can't call it a super spreader unless you can say that the people that were there ended up sick.
Right, but here we go, right? So what we do know, and you have to follow, so we just follow the science, right? And what we do know is that when you have large gatherings of people, right, who are not socially distanced, who don't have masks, what results at the end of those events are a spread of COVID-19. We know that.
But you can't say, you say follow the science guy, right? Now I don't mean to debate the show, but saying that, but then if I say, okay, now let me go and look at the 100 or so people that went to that event,
Right.
and so far of the ones that are on my page, of my Facebook friends that I know, none of them are sick. To
Right.
my knowledge.
No.
Right?
But hear what I'm getting ready to say to you. But
How
here.
is it a super spread?
No. But hear what I'm getting ready to say to you. Right. So we have no idea because again, following the science, that you could be asymptomatic. Right. So I would say if those people were careless enough to be in that event with no mask, that's not the only event that they go in without a mask. So now wherever they went after they left there, because we don't contact trace, right? Wherever they went, they could have potentially, right, following the science, expose other people. So if you say 100 people, just do math, right? And I'm saying the probability, the likelihood based on the science is that, based on the numbers, that people left there, right, and were potential carriers, right? Now I know people in Newark just this weekend. I know four people who told me that they tested positive for COVID-19, right? Four. And I can tell you that those four people know most of those people who were in there. And so if we apply a butterfly effect that says you do something over here, right? And when the butterfly flaps its wings, the molecules in the air move, and across the world, something occurs. But if you traced it back meticulously, you would see it was from the flap of the butterfly wing. So when these people go to an event where you have a disease that is as highly contagious as this one is, right? It is foolish, I think, to believe that none of the people, not one of those people, not one, given the number of people who've currently contracted COVID-19, not one of them had the disease.
Of course, I can't, attest to that. And I'm not even defending it because I would have done it myself, personally, right? Going to such an event or moved in that manner if I did go to that event. But I can just say, if I'm looking at it right now, if I go by what you say, you're saying follow the science. I'm saying follow the facts. Right now, the facts don't tell us that was a spreading event. Now, it doesn't mean that it did. I'm not saying that somebody didn't get sick from there. I'm not saying that somebody wasn't. I'm just saying that the facts as it is, I don't know of any of those particular attendees that are currently sick or that have been. And I know you say, what about the asymptomatic? Now, if you want me to tell me that an event of that size and only people that did contract it or did have it were all just asymptomatic and that none of them end up actually being sick themselves from it, and having those type of effects or being hospitalized, I'm like, damn, that's not quite adding up. That's not the sign. Right? At some point, I'm supposed to see somebody from that event coughing and cahooting up on the ventilator somewhere in the hospital. And right now, I haven't seen it.
Well,
right?
no, well, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. Wait. No. That's not true. You may have. I mean, so again, following the science, right? You could have people who have COVID and show no symptoms. You could have people who have COVID and show. Wait a minute. You could have people who have COVID and just have runny nose. You could have people who have COVID and it presents itself with them losing their appetite, having aches and pains and headaches and everything, right? You can also have people who have COVID where they have difficulty breathing, and so we go all the way up to the ventilator, right? But between a runny nose, between no symptoms and a ventilator, there are many shades of gray. Many shades of gray. And so if you were to go, so what I'm saying,
right?
I'm sorry?
I get you, but that's the actual argument that so many people are having, that it's more gray than it is, black or white.
No. When I say gray, I'm only talking about, be clear about what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about gray in terms of confusion.
Protected traits.
No,
No, not gray in terms of there's just you have COVID. in which you are able to spread the disease. Is just the simple fact that the symptoms that you have could be minimum, and minimum symptoms are easy to unmask.
The gray is the severity of it. Right?
Correct.
The gray is the fact that for 90% or 90-something% of the people will dust it off their shoulder with some form of cold flu style illness.
Right.
Okay, and so it becomes, should I go through all these practices of precautions for the possibility of getting a strong cold? That's where the gray is. The gray is in the
Right, but no. Wait. But Farrakhan, I want to say this to you. Wait, no, I want to wait. But no, Farrakhan. But what I want to say is that no.
That we have to understand that the totality of this disease, right, versus what we got, like, should we just be, look, if somebody gets sick from my cold, my thing is I don't want to get nobody, right? So I'm going to do everything I can do to stay healthy for myself and not give it to anybody else.
Right.
If I ever do.
Right, but you're just the one person in which at that event there was no one who exhibit that discipline and understanding that you did, which makes it a potential super spreader event. That's all Eric is saying.
Here's the thing, though. You're saying the very key thing, the potential.
Right.
People don't have to live by the potential of something.
Oh yes, you. Oh sure. Sure.
You don't. You don't. You're right. You're right.
The free part of this discussion. I'm just saying that in reality, okay, I cannot say to someone because of the potential of something, everybody must do this one thing. And that's what the argument is. Now, again, my view is, listen, if it don't hurt, it ain't going to kill you to wear a mask, wear the damn mask. That's my theory. Okay? It ain't going to kill you to take some extra precautions in your barbershop, take the precaution. But baking your pies to take the extra precautions.
Okay. So,
but Farrakhan, the reason that and I agree with what you're saying, but the reason that you are taking those precautions is because it has a potential.
well, but I want to go beyond the word see. Well, let's take the call first because we got a caller on. But I don't want to get because if we surrender to the word potential, I think that we go down the wrong rabbit hole. Call or go.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
So, the only thing I don't understand about Farrakhan's theory is, A, you are now suffering as a business owner where you're bringing in one client at a time. You're messaging to Eric about the safety of your store and that he can come in and be alone, right? Potential is a dangerous word when we say, so we're supposed to be following a universal theory for our community, right? Which means, no, there shouldn't be more than 10 people. And if you're held to it, that is because that is the right thing to do. The word potential is only as effective as that moment, right? Because although we can't say, so those specifics, that party that Eric posted or that event by the mayor, that because no one has said to you, hey, I got COVID, is not to say that behavior can
Did not cause it.
hit someone to ear, right? And so, but you, Farrakhan, have been kowtowed to eliminating that potential, which affects your business. So if we ever want to get back to a world where Farrakhan can have 5 men in this is normal, in his barbershop talking about sports and their children and their lives, that's the potential. That's the only potential we should be driving when over 300,000 people have died. Millions and millions of people. Like, people are, if we want to get back to where you're talking, we have to leave the word potential out. And we all have to buckle down. And so whether we can say at that event 2 people contracted COVID, the event itself is an abomination to the potential of getting back to what we need. I think that's much more important than us getting
into the minutia of, well, this group says if we can't prove it, then it's a
It doesn't
theory.
exist.
Those theories are killing people. So just buckle down like Farrakhan does in his barber shop and brings one person in at a time. That's how we get beyond it. The theories are not getting us beyond it, and that is dangerous in our community. Forget their community. Forget everywhere else, but in your community, Farrakhan, people are dying, and people don't have good health care, and so they don't get what other people are getting to get past it. That potential word is just a detriment to black and brown people across this country, and we have to be careful about using it against the disease. And that's what I was saying. It's the problem is people are feeling as though that potential is where the argument is, right? The word potential that, when they look at the all around, people just sort of say, no, I'm not justifying it. Again, like I said, I'm going to take the precaution. Right? But we have this problem where people are not seeing, they're seeing like, how's the saying go? Something about, the needs of the few versus the masses.
The needs of the few, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one.
Many. Right. Isn't that an abomination where people are dying? Isn't us just going down that rabbit hole of that conversation horrific in these times? Like, are we busy playing
semantics,
a game of, that over people's lives in our communities? Can we say we're pushing our people forward when we're giving them and throwing them bones to not be safe for their community? Like that, to me, that's there is no two sides when people die.
And the thing
that's only 1% of population, but to those families, to those lives that lost their lives, that's as huge as 95% of Americans. To that family, that we have to get beyond the conversation of our issues, personal vendettas, specific party lines. This is not about politics. This is not party. This isn't about philosophy.
Right.
This is about the lives of people that we see every day, and that's bigger than someone's issue. If we don't.
Yeah.
So my brother said to me this weekend, who works in a hospital, who lives in Queens, where his life changed tremendously, that he has to take the vaccine. Weird moment between us. So, like, scheduled date, because he's working in a hospital, he cannot say if he doesn't, he loses his job. But he actually said to me, and my brother is front line, he said, we're battling a war, so it's a no-brainer for me. I need to get back to life. We need to get back beyond this space. And that should be what we're driving right now, because it is indoors. It is prevalent in most black cities and most urban centers, and we are actually working against the cure of the moment, not the vaccine, but curing the moment. Because I said to him, he said, that's the only way. I said, Stephen, don't forget, we still have to drive the other things, because a vaccine is not going to stop it from spreading, right? They can't even vaccinate enough people to stop it from spreading. So that washing your hands and wearing a mask and socially distance and not too many people in the room, how does that hurt your right as an American citizen to protect other American citizens? That is a silly, detrimental, and ass-backwards philosophy on the lives of people. And we have to say that and leave the minutia behind.
All right, good. Right. Got it. Got it.
Well, see, the thing that we have is that we villainize and politicize on the semantics rather than focusing on what to keep us safe.
Right. Those are a lot of great points. So right now, President Trump has finally signed the COVID relief bill that has been stalling over the weekend, where it's going to give $2.3 trillion of government funding towards various different organizations. If you saw the list, and companies, what they're doing is the COVID bill is going to give $600 direct payments to each adult that's making less than $75,000. It's also going to give an additional $600 for each child. They're also stating that they did not revise the increase in the direct payments to 2,000, and they were going to remove numerous spending measures that he did not was not in favor of as of last week. So, what are your thoughts about that? Because that's been some back and forth with that, and I think the only reason that he wanted to increase the $600 disbursement to people to 2,000 is because he's looking to win those seats in Georgia, and what better way to say that everybody else is against him, and for him to say, "Look, I'm trying to give you more," and they're stopping it.
Right, but whatever the reason is, right, whether it's $600 or $2,000, you're just prolonging the inevitable, right? If you give them $600, they're going to need more money faster. If you give them $2,000, they can go a little bit longer, but they're going to need the money eventually, right? Because there's no end in sight to what's going on. So there has to be something else, right? So now, you start listening to Andrew Yang and what he was talking about universal basic income, right? That you create a base amount of money that people are going to get to be able to survive, right? So now, you can't have people insecure like that, right? So now you get $600, and now you got to sit and wait for all of the politicians to go and fight again in Washington to determine when you're going to get more money. I think that you can start to assuage some of this trauma of uncertainty by saying on a monthly basis, you're going to get this. And now people can begin to budget and can begin to normalize their lives. So I think that is something that's required. So the fight needs to be about universal basic income right now.
Well, the fight, well, you're right.
Right. So then leave it at that. So it just.
The issue was that Trump held it up because of political fear.
No. You're missing my point. So he held up the 600 versus the 2,000, and then you're talking about what his motivation was. I'm saying whether it was 600 or 2. And look, let us be clear about this. Both parties benefit from what's going on, right? Because the more Trump fights, the more people believe that the Democrats are needed. Right? And so they don't mind, right? Because they present themselves as, we're fighting for you. For $600? Really? And so now...
There are two things in that, and both do benefit. And part of the political theater was this. Now, let's look at two things. First, if Trump had a...
I'm not Trump bashing today. I'm not Trump bashing today. We're not...
I'm not Trump...
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Because until you're ready to talk about Pelosi and until you're ready to talk about Schumer...
Well, if you let me get it out my mouth...
But you haven't talked about them yet.
If you interrupt it before I can get it
Go
out,
ahead.
then
Go ahead.
it's-
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, two things that I wanted to say. Or actually, three. If Trump cared about the people, he would have enacted that in the first bill in which he pushed for, or two, made an executive order. Number three, when he did make that change, Pelosi came in to change the spotlight narrative, or whatever the case may be, and turned on a dime and says, fine, we can get a unanimous decision. Make it happen. And then three, after even getting that, he decided to...
So you're not going to talk about Trump. So this is my point. So see, you can't even hear yourself. I said, unless you're going to talk about Nancy Pelosi and her in her manipulative ways. See, you didn't.
I just did.
No, you didn't. You talked about her being a hero and her doing something and then Trump throwing another wrench in it. That's what you did. But in your mind, that's talking about her. No, it's not.
In your mind, that's me bashing Trump.
Of
In my
course it
mind,
is.
I said the political theater of it was when he said that they need 2,000. She decided to shift. Let me put it this way: she decided to shift the spotlight to herself and say, "Okay, go ahead. We'll make a unanimous decision," which did the same thing. It stalled the money needed. Not only in that bill about the money that's needed, also the part in there that gives renter assist for all these landlords who are suffering. Plus, you're looking at the unemployment benefit that ends today, and you're looking at the money that the states need to actually pay for this vaccine. To
So
get it all
let me ask
issued.
you a question. If Trump signed whatever, would it be enough?
No,
Okay,
it wouldn't.
right. So then if it's
But here's the thing: Trump. Not only that, but Trump's team negotiated and fought hard and stalled until they got the $600.
no, you're missing my point. Forget it. Let's take Trump out of the picture. Wait a minute. Wait, guys. Let's take Trump out of the picture. Let's say that he acquiesced to whatever the Democrats wanted. Whatever they fought for, would that be enough?
I'm going to say this. I'm not going to talk
see.
on hyperboles.
No, Vincent, you missed. No, Vincent, no, now, no, Vincent. Now you let me ask the question. Vincent, you over talk. Vincent, you over talking me is not going to answer the question. What I'm saying to you is this. The illusion is that the Democrats had something great for the people and Donald Trump interfered with it. So I'm saying, let us remove Donald Trump out. What was proposed by the Democrats that Donald Trump interfered with? Wait a minute. Wait, Diane. What was proposed by the Democrats?
In this bill, because this will go back to what you're talking about, Eric. So when we talk about removing Trump, we're talking about Democrats and Republicans who sat down to put together a bill that's supposedly helping people, but let's just talk about the miscellaneous crap that's in the bill.
The pork.
So people will understand. So outside of what they're going to give for a payment protection program, $284 billion, stimulus checks, $166 billion, vaccines, testing, and health providers are getting $69 billion, schools, universities, $82 billion, rental assistance, $25 billion, food and farm, $26 billion, child care, $10 billion, the postal service, $10 billion to forgive for the $10 billion loan to the Postal Service provided in earlier relief legislation. So the miscellaneous stuff comes with a surprise medical billing, includes a bipartisan legislation to protect consumers from huge surprises from medical bills after receiving treatment from out-of-network providers. Tax extenders extends a variety of expiring tax breaks, including low excise tax on craft brewers and distillers, renewable energy sources will see a tax break. Business meals will get 100% deductible through 2022. Out-of-pocket healthcare costs will be deductible after they reach 7.5% of the person's income. It would also extend favorable tax treatments for look-through entities of offshore subsidiaries of U.S. corporations. Water projects. It includes almost 400-page water resources bill that targets $10 billion for 46 Army Corps of Engineers flood control, environmental, and coastal protection projects. Clean energy. It boosts the clean energy programs like resource and development, efficiency and incentives and tax credits. Education. It includes bipartisan agreement to forgive $1.3 billion in federal loans to historically Black colleges and universities, simplifying the college financial aid forms, boost the maximum Pell Grant for low-income college students by $150 to $6,500. Offers a second chance Pell Grant to incarcerated prisoners. Horse race doping. It adds a bipartisan legislation by Mitch McConnell to create a national medication and safety standard for horse racing industry as lawmakers move to clamp down on the use of performance-enhancing drugs that can be used to lead to horse industries. New Smithsonian Museum to establish a Women's History Museum and National Museum of African Latina as new Smithsonian museums located in the National Mall. Pipeline safety. It falls in the pipeline safety legislation reauthorizing operating grants and safety standards of oil and gas pipelines. Aircraft safety, intelligence programs. So there are tons of miscellaneous crap, and I'm going to call it crap, that has nothing to do with helping people pay their rent, pay for health care, get health care, get educated, or stay off the street.
And now, my only question is this. Where's Nancy Pelosi talking about all that stuff that's in there? Where's Chuck Schumer talking about all that stuff that's in there? Where are all these other Democrats that are talking about this stuff that's in there? Right? So when we want to look and just talk about what Donald Trump did or didn't do, I'm saying you had these Republicans and these Democrats alike collude to put all of that crap in there that has nothing to do with the struggles of the everyday American person who's trying to get through this stuff. And so to deflect and talk about that guy and not talk about the unscrupulous behavior of these Democrats in the Congress and in the Senate and these Republicans in the Congress and the Senate, I think does a disservice to all of our viewers and listeners. That's all I'm saying. Let's have that conversation, because that's a much bigger conversation than that guy.
Then let's look at the unscrupulous acts that got us to it.
Oh God, here we go.
Listen.
Yeah.
Really doesn't matter, right? Listen.
We're here.
Now,
We're here.
I'm just saying, listen, we're here, right? We are here. And I think that the game played by the Democrats is much more insidious than Donald Trump. Listen, we have no more expectations of Donald Trump. We know he is messy. I don't even believe.
No, he the devil. He the devil.
Listen, he was angry at his party. He was angry at Mitch McConnell for standing up and saying they should overturn the election. This was a stab at his party, right?
I agree.
I kind of disagree with Diane. I believe that this hurt that the campaign in Georgia, right? These people were running on that they had agreed to something. So I think that was a stab. But Donald Trump is really not the issue anymore. Before they committed to that bill, Donald Trump had this conversation. He talked about the 2000 before.
Let her finish, Vincent. Slow down.
No, I'm just waiting for her to finish.
But you're not. You keep interrupting her. Go ahead.
He already tried to come in. But the fact that they would put all of those things that Diane ran off to us, right, and agree to $600 is a smack in the face to every black person lined up in front of a polling site and voted for the Democratic Party. Because we're dying. It's no different than Farrakhan, right? That we give Farrakhan that analogy of how he's suffering, right? And we make it about that. Listen, this is not about Donald Trump. It should have never been $600 on the table. The progressive wing of the party was fighting against it. The president of the United States was fighting against it. And that same Democratic Party that we lined up for and we gave our allegiance to get rid of the orange guy gave you $600. Isn't that insulting?
It's a slap in the face. Well, for the record, and we can even rewind the tapes when they actually started about the first one. I said that $1,200 was a smack in the face. So what do you think I feel about this? But please, Jody, let me finish. I said that the $1,200 was a smack in the face. So the $600 is a bigger insult. And the second point is this. All of those bills in which they passed, the political port came in there because of one person sitting in his team to negotiate it. And the Democrats said, fine, throw in the port. Let's just get as long as we keep these relief bills that we want for the other stuff, we're fine. And that's how it got through. But no, please, let me finish. finish. No, please, because I did let you finish. Now, we're looking at the simple fact of this. All of that stuff was put together, handled by the orange guy. It was there for a process. It got to the point.
What?
It got to the point.
What?
It got to the point.
What?
It got to the point where they
What?
were bringing it up. They put it together and put it on his desk to sign.
What?
And then he throws a wrench in there talking about, oh, we need to give him $2,000. He should have put that in there the first time.
You're delusional.
Political pork to help his friends.
You are delusional.
Saying that all the pork that Diane railed off was Republican movement?
Oh, no, not all of it. I'm not saying that. Not all of it. Okay, well, a majority of the pork that we know was basically political grandstanding. And it's not a lie. Okay?
Political grandstanding. It was people putting forth what they wanted for their own agendas at this particular time, and they tagged it onto that. Because here specifically about holding and helping people, that's all the bill would have addressed.
And I agree with that 100%.
And this is the reason why I did not move forward. So what I did not tell you, a part of this bill that Trump will be getting is he'll also be getting, where is it again? 1.4, and I just want to make sure this is the right amount that they said. 1.4 million or billion will go towards his wall. So he will still get his wall.
Yes, which has nothing to do with COVID.
Right? But in large part, right? This is more with the Democratic Party about. Joe Biden will be able, all that other stuff, all those other things that Diane mentioned, he will be able to conjure that up into his first 100 days. He's saying that this is a Democratic push, that this is what he negotiated. That is the large part on mass media about who will get the credit for this bill going through. So they were saying that this bill should go through. What does it matter to a family, right, that can be evicted from their home on Thursday? What does it matter what he's going to do on January 20th?
Not a freaking thing.
The family that's suffering, right, to the person that doesn't get unemployment, January 20th seems like 20,000 years away because you're day-to-day in a hustle trying to feed your family. But Joe Biden and that party, because that party decided that that was more important than the people. So that's why if about vaccinations and conspiracy theories about their local government, because the Democratic Party has to take responsibility for the smut it gives to its people that are so loyal to that party. There was no excuse for this to do that, right? And you shouldn't excuse it. You should just be able to say Donald Trump is like the worst thing that ever happened. And they're not much different because he's a party. They do not work and effectuate policy for the people. They work and effectuate policy for themselves. And you have to admit that.
Okay. No. Well, I do admit that there is political wrangling and gamesmanship. But one of the things that the Democrats, now I did let you finish. I did. Now, one of the things that we have to look at is the simple fact of this. When they put together that committee, that everybody is supposed to agree upon based upon this committee, the big wrangling points was the simple fact that the Democrats were saying, we want this. The Republicans were saying, we want that. Now, the politics that came involved got us that bill. Okay, we know it's crap. We know it's not going to help. And Eric defined it definitely. Of what it actually needs. We know it was crap with the first bill that passed. What I'm saying to you is this, and I don't want to sidetrack it from the issue again, is that was political gamesmanship on the part of Donald Trump to say that he didn't want to sign it at the last minute when he put together the marching orders for the team that got in that bill. It was political gamesmanship and political theater when he said that, we need $2,000, but he should have put that on there and made an executive order. It was all that stuff. Too little, too late. We're here at the end now, and people are suffering.
So what I'm saying to you again is this. I'm sorry, Diane. What I'm saying to you is this, and I want to move on. So a retort isn't required. To suggest that if you were to extricate Donald Trump's involvement that what the Democrats had negotiated would have been something that would have been worthwhile for the people who are suffering. To suggest that, I think, is disingenuous. To suggest that if it weren't for Donald Trump, the magnanimous Democrats would have put something on the table that would have ended the suffering of the people, I think that that is just disingenuous. So, but I want to no retort. I wasn't asking for a retort. I wasn't asking for a retort. I wasn't asking for a retort. Right? It was just my statement. We got 9 minutes, and I wanted to talk about the ongoing trauma in the world of Black Lives Mattering. Right? I posted 2 instances. One was in Ohio, right? A black man in his garage was shot dead by a police officer because he had a cell phone in his hand. He was in his garage, was approached by a police officer and shot dead. And according to the body cam, laid for more than 5 minutes on the ground dying and received not one iota of medical attention or care or concern. The second one was, I believe this was in New York. Young black man was with his dad, right? In a mall, I think it was. No, in a hotel. And a white woman misplaced her iPhone and accused this young black man of stealing her iPhone. And the reaction of someone else, I believe a hotel worker, was to intervene on the behalf of the woman in search of her iPhone, in blaming the young man. And so she assaulted him as he was trying to leave. Said, "I didn't take your phone. I don't know where it is. My dad and I just got off the elevator. Didn't you see us?" And she literally assaulted him by preventing him from being able to move. These are all traumas that we continue to experience in this country. And they get brushed aside. But the individual experiencing it and then the black Americans who witness it say nothing's changed. One of the things that I'd like to see, and it would have been nice to have it in this bill, right, is maybe, a couple, maybe 10, 20 billion, 30 billion, maybe, $100 billion for therapy for black Americans who say that they're going through trauma. See, because until we start addressing the trauma, right, I don't see things getting any better. I see another generation just befalling, all the experiences of the prior generation. I just need to say that.
Well, if you're, I'll reserve my opinion for last. Anybody else want to comment?
No, you go ahead.
You know what? I think that was it's such a larger conversation than 5 minutes, right?
It is. It is. But I wanted to get it in. We can finish it tomorrow, but I wanted to get it in today.
I think we should revisit that tomorrow because I've got a lot, which is going to take more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, the anger that I'm feeling about it alone, the post-traumatic shock or stress, I'm actually past the point of feeling numb about it and to the point of just being enraged about it constantly happening.
Well, and you know what? For me, and I don't know for certain, right? But some of these white people are people who will tell you Black Lives Matter, right? who will go out on a protest and will put signs on their lawns, right? But when the rubber meets the road, there's this, there's a reaction, right? Because of what they're used to, which is their white privilege, which is everything they see on television in terms of how black Americans are stereotyped as criminals and all these other kinds of things. And so they default back to that. Even some of the ones who think that they are the most well meaning, right? They default back to that. And so, there has to be some serious work done. And then the apology afterwards, when it comes, is just not enough anymore. It's not enough to drag somebody through that. And then at the end say, oh, I'm sorry, because you found your phone in an Uber. That you left.
Well, that's when law. That's when our elected people are supposed to be energized to write laws to stop false accusations to people.
Well, they did that for the woman in New York in Central Park, right? She made the phone call.
The same thing.
She made the phone call. They charged her, right? They charged her. So one would assume, well, okay, now that's a deterrent. But even if it is, Diane, even if you punish the person who did it, right? You have to look at the person who's suffering trauma, right? And then what are you doing to heal them? It's not just enough to look at the person, who did this, right? Yep, you need to deal with them legally, all that other kind of stuff. But then how are you dealing with the young man who did nothing? And now all of a sudden, in this America, as some people call it, America KKK, or whatever you want to call it, is now looked at as a criminal and is forced to defend himself. Literally, just come down off the elevator in a hotel, going to hang out with his father. Next thing you know, he is looked at as a criminal and is forced to defend himself. And then is attacked physically.
Look at the psyche that's going to take years for him to actually go over this, but then come to the understanding that this is what happens being a black man in America.
Right, but see, and so to me, that is the worst part of it, right? Because he now has to develop calluses that says, well, this is what I have to deal with. No, we should never have to develop calluses to that. We should never make that normal in order for us to be able to exist. And the fact that he has to go through that metamorphosis is a bigger problem. And who's dealing with that?
The bigger problem of my life is being afraid for my black teenage son who's driving now, and I have to give him the same talk that my father gave me, that his father gave him, and his father gave him.
Yeah.
About being a black man in America.
Well, listen, we'll have a bigger conversation about that tomorrow. But listen, guys, the numbers are going up in terms of COVID. A good friend of mine who's a deputy mayor of the city of Newark, he posted on his Facebook page, so it's no secret, but he's currently battling COVID, and his wife at the same time, and they have a small child. So this is real. Then I've got another friend who's in the hospital because he was hanging around the mayor of East Orange when the mayor of East Orange was a carrier of the virus. And so now this gentleman who's older is in the hospital. So this is real, guys. So, wear your masks, please. Socially distance. I appreciate that, Farrakhan called in and talked about how, how he's working to keep folks safe and to keep himself safe in his barbershop. I wish that more people would do that. And then maybe we could, end all of this agony agony that the country, and in particular Black Americans, are going through. Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow we will be back. And hopefully we'll have Deirdre Viney on. That'd be nice to talk about, closing out this year, right? And prepping for 2021 in your job search, right? And then for all of those lucky people who were hired but start at the new, because that's what happens, right? Like you may get your letter or your phone call that you've been hired, and you'll start in the new year. So I'd like to kind of prep Deidre and to get her to talk about what you need to do to get yourself job ready in the next couple weeks if you were fortunate enough to land a job. Right? Thank you guys for tuning in. Jody, are you still in town? Did she hang up? Because I had a pie for Jody.
Yeah.
Because I thought she was we were gonna meet up. Anyway, if you're back home in the Carolinas, be safe. Vincent Squire, always a pleasure. Diane Elmurray Clements, what can I say? The streaming queen of media, on a ladder.
I just got one rung up.
There you go.
Closer to heaven.
I told you, Stairway to Heaven. Now I'm gonna play that as the intro tomorrow.
Climbing the stairway to heaven.
Climbing the stairway to heaven. Hey, all right.
The OJ's version, or
Oh no, it gotta be the OJ's version.
okay.
Got to be the OJ's version. Well, thank you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Be safe.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy
You almost said it. Almost caught you there.
Yeah, I almost said it, Diane. You're not sucking me into that, Vincent. Thanks for tuning in. Find some unity, guys.